audio level. Hey, so sorry, my internet problem. Wait, Okay. So, okay, today this training, I will do focus on the e-invoice submission. Then I won't talk about this console for this section because next month actually we don't have a e-invoice training. Then the following month, November and December, I will go through the whole e-invoice process again for the patch number 4. That means for those who are implement in January and July year 2026, then November the class you must attend now because you all need to get prepared yourself also. So that training I will focus from the start, how you set up this mandate field and your debtor profile and creditors profile, all these things. Wait, Okay, let me share my screen. Wait, sekejap Oh, wait. Mm. Okay, you all can see, right? You all can see my screen. I share this. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your reply to me. Okay, then we start for this e-invoice. I just talked about e-invoice submission. You don't be confused yourself because why? Now currently you're doing the console, right? So the console, when you do console the time, actually you just save your this invoice. And then in your this e-invoice submission part, actually it will show you as pending. Okay. So then when you do the e-invoice console, actually please do not print your e-invoice document to your customer because I still got a few customer. They go and print the e-invoice to the customer when they're doing the console submission. Actually, you shouldn't be do this way, okay? You shouldn't be give your customer e-invoice during the consolidation submission. You must give them a normal invoice and explain to them you are not doing the e-invoice for this 6 months. If you start with the e-invoice, That means then only you're allowed to print out your this e-invoice with the QR code. If not, please do not simply give, okay? Especially account, you're very important, you know. You know what you're doing, okay? You know you do submission is under console. Please inform all your staff, do not print, okay? Do not print the e-invoice with the QR code. Don't make this customer confused, okay? Because the QR code showing is the different information. It's not the exact the invoice the figure, you know. So please inform your staff, do not print the e-invoice document to customer during the console during this console submission, okay? I already informed you all. Please take note. Please take note. So today we will go through is the e-invoice submission. That means once we raise the invoice, we need to direct save and submit. We just click save and submit button. Okay, so I will go through the invoice, the normal, the invoice means it's the e-invoice and UATP invoice submission. Then next will be the CN and e-refund note. Then the e-refund note actually referring to the CN we issue to the customer, but we need to refund money to the customer. Then we use as e-refund note. Okay?
This meeting is being recorded.
Then the last one will be a submit sell bill invoice. Submit sell bill invoice is applicable to the foreign supplier and the freelance do not in the business only. Okay, some of you is very different one. I already mentioned to you all the sell bill is applicable to the foreign supplier and freelance is not in the business. But you all insist to go for the sell bill for local company. I don't know why you all want to do this way. Please take note. Only apply to foreign supplier and freelance, not whatever you like to do. Okay, if you really don't understand, you can refer back to your consultant. Okay, actually in the Facebook, a lot of sharing for the consultant also did mention. Not only our customer, a lot of people is doing the same issue the local company with the sell bill. Actually, no need. Don't issue the sell bill to the local company because they already give you the invoice because some of them, they haven't start implement the e-invoice yet. So you just accept their local invoice, the normal invoice. Okay, not say that you must get your this e-invoice, then you can only is correct. But actually, normal invoice is still okay. So long as if they haven't start implement the e-invoice, you are allowed to accept this document. Don't do sell bill for them, no need. Okay, in the system, actually we do our this document submit IRB. In the sales part, we will go for invoice, credit note, debit note. Okay, in purchase part, we will use exchange order, supplier invoice, and supplier CN. So only these 6 documents will send to IRB to get validation. Is that clear? So no others other than this, we don't have. So whatever sell bill, you just use exchange order or supplier invoice will do. Okay, then first I will go through with you all is a e-invoice submission. When I talk e-invoice submission means that I issue this invoice direct, save and submit. Okay, not save button. Not only save button is save and submit. Because previously when we do console that time, actually we don't have this save and submit button. But now today I will show you all is with this button is called save and submit. When you click this button means that I want this invoice direct get validate, not wait for the end end of the month. No, we will do individual submission. We are not batch submission. This one is individual already. But currently you're doing console means you do as normal as previous month, the past 2 months, what you are doing. Unless after this training, you tell me that, hey, I'm confident with this e-invoice already, I want to direct submission. Then you let us know. Then we need to do your setting also. We need to change your system setting for direct submission. Is that clear? Can now you're doing console, just make it as console unless you confidence with the e-invoice submission already, then give us a call. Then we will change the setting for you. Okay, then after that, we will do a daily submission. Then in the daily submission, how we need to handle, then I will show you. Okay, next. So as usual, I mentioned to you all, whenever we do the booking that time, especially you want to do a e-invoice direct submission, you have to make sure all the information is key in. Okay? All the information key in. This is walk-in customer. Normally you use 3000 W0010203, right? First, in the debtor profile, you must mapping with the general information like if your office in Johor, you just put what Pelangi, Taman Pelangi, Johor, you just put at the first address. Then mapping with the country code, country name, state, and your this postal code. So I go back to the live lah. Wait, let me show you. So for walk-in, please take note. If you really want to start with the e-invoice direct submission, make sure all this information in the debtor profile is mapping with the correct information. So like this one. So you just put walk-in sales, whatever, then you just first line of address, you must key in input lah. If your office is Johor, put Johor lah. Jangan tanya saya, saya ni Kuala Lumpur kah? Tak perlu. You have to know where's your location is lah, because most of the walk-in will from your area, not from Kuala Lumpur, okay? Then the country, Malaysia, then state, and the postal code also you need to input. Postal code also you need to input, and this is a state like your Johor ada apa, then you just put lah what Segamat ke apa ke macam ni lah, okay? Then the state here you change to the Johor law if this is Segamat. So I tak ada save I exit dulu. Then next, after you do this mapping, because this mapping will show into the invoice, e-invoice, then the text here, the e-invoice here, you need to select is a business type. Business type, you know this is under walk-in, then you select is Malaysia individual. When you select Malaysia individual, this TIN number will auto throughout is 10. So don't change it, don't change, just remain it. Whenever you do the individual booking, the time, if customer give you, then you just change that. If not, then you just remain it. Then your this ID also, in your this ID type, when it's Malaysian individual, normally is IC number, bukan BRN number, okay? It's not BRN number. If it's BRN, then this one should be the non-individual. Non-individual means that it's a company already. If it's company, normally we have our TIN number, okay? We start the TIN number is CIG or whatever, okay? So this is the business type. So then here at this moment, we can just put NA first, then the rest SST, TTX, all this you put NA. The MSIC, just put 00000, that means 5 digit of 0. And then the country code, If yourself is not aware, not so sure what is a country code, you just click on this. Then you go for Control F from your keyboard. Then you just put Malaysia. Then it will show you what is the country code. Ini MYS. So don't think you just put MY, that is wrong, because in the LHDN mapping country code is 3 letter. It's 3 letter. If it's Singapore, then you just put Singapore, then it's SGP. Okay? Don't base on your own mindset, oh, this is a common one, we just put SG tak. No, it's wrong. You are wrong already. So you must follow the LHDN country code. Then click save. That means all this mapping you must ready before you start with e-invoice dialect. Okay, can So this is for walk-in. For company like this one, let's say iSoftTech system, if it's company, first we must input all the full address of the company together with your postal code in the address line. This is called address line 123, because this information will show into our printing document, invoice and SOA lah. Okay, for this mapping code, actually we are not we won't show this into your billing document. We just show our billing document in this address line 1234 only. Okay, this mapping code is actually for LHDN purpose. So same that this one, we need to map with the country, the state, and then the city and the postal code. Okay, this one postal code, you need to key in again in this special LHDN mapping code. Then next you go to e-invoice. Then the business for those who are under company, you must select is non-individual. Non-individual means bukan walk-in law, is company law atau associate ke apa ke semua under non-individual. Okay, then in here you need to key in their TIN number. So when select type is non-individual means that this is under company, you need to key in their company TIN number. Then you need to get their BRN number. So BRN number is business registration number, is new number. Baru punya, bukan old number with the alphabet. So if they have the SST, then you must input the SST number. The TTX is actually tourism tax number. So they don't have, then you just put NA. So their miscellaneous code, MSC code, if you have, then you just input lah. If you are better to get from them, so then you just put the MSIC code. So if you are not sure, you just click on here, then you just key in this is called information IT technology. So that means it's around here computer facility management activity lah. So these are the search, you can search from here lah. If it's travel, then you just put travel, then it will come out already. The travel, Malaysia standard industry code number lah. So travel, they have two different type of code. Then travel agency activity or tour operator activity. So these are the information you must input when you implement e-invoice dialect. You don't think that you like to do, you do whatever you like. Please follow, not whatever you like. You must follow LHDN, okay? Yours some of a customer, I tell them many times really, but they insist to do whatever they like. Then at the end is what? Reject lor. And then you have to resubmit lah. So for foreign customer also the same, easy. You're doing the inbound business, you will face a lot of foreign customer. So in this situation, I will suggest you to create one debtor account is called foreign customer. Same thing, you need to mapping the country. It means out from Malaysia lah. Then you know your business already ma. Is majority for Hong Kong, Thailand, or China, just put on. Okay, no need to ask me. This one, you just decide. You just check whatever business the majority is from which country, then you just put. Then in here, so you need to select the business type is foreign customer. When you select foreign customer, then it will throw out is EI0020. Okay, this one is a standard. You don't remove it, just remain this one EI. And then here you just can change them to the passport number. Because for foreigner, you just put the passport number lah. But at this moment, you just put NA, okay? Can. So then the MSIC, same thing, because they don't have this, only Malaysia has a Malaysia standard industry code, but foreign customer, they don't have. Then what you do is just put 5 digit of 0 will do. And then the country, as I mentioned, if your majority inbound is from China, then you just look for the China country code. So you just click on Control F, then you type China, and then it will show you this is CHN. Then you just put CHN here, look. Okay, then you save. Then here, same thing, you go for China. And then if it's the state the other, then you just put NA. Actually, they accept for NA for this out from Malaysia. Then here we just put 5 digit of 0 also can. Then we click save only. So this is how we handle our this e-invoice before we go live. Make sure all the debtor profile you are update. Okay, so next we go to our booking. I go back to the slide. I will through the slide. So then in here, once you key in already in the booking, right? You just select the debtor W001, then it will throw out its walk-in sales, Sapelo, Robert, Queenie, Sapper. Then it will come out here. Then you change the billing as normal. So as normal, saja you just update your walk-in customer name, telephone number. Then in this area that we have a e-invoice tab. In this e-invoice tab, actually it will auto throw out this EI0010. So with the ID type is IC number. Okay, you must key in the valid IC number here. You don't think that you want to hantam? If you hantam, you tak jadi punya. You mesti tentang balik. If this is not the valid document, when you submit the time, it will come out is fail or this invalid. So when it's invalid, then you have to go through this My Invoice portal to check what is the error. Okay, that's why when you do the time, you must key in the valid document. Don't think that you want to pay around this one, no. So if it's not valid document, then you will be reject. And then this IC number, if it's under age also cannot. Make sure it's a adult. You cannot put I think below 21 or 18, I think they are not accept. Previously there is customer input is I think their age their child is what's the age? I forgot already. I think is below 21 or 18. They also not allowed. Then in this situation, then you have to call LHDN already. Okay. Once you complete this one, then actually you just click invoice. Just click invoice button to process. So next, before I click into the invoice, then I go through is under company profile with the corporate customer. Let's say this is my customer is a regular, then I select this customer. So in the profile, if I already set, all this information will auto throw up. Okay, it will auto. But then if it's not auto, means you need to key in either in the debtor profile or straightway into this booking form lah. So it's up to you. If it's company, make sure you must key in is this customer TIN number. Yeah, company TIN number, sorry, is the company TIN number and their BRN number, company registration number. Okay, the new company registration number. So then you click save. So once you complete ready, you click the invoice button. Then in this area, so before we click save and submit button, make sure you check the information first. In here, the debtor name, the address with the postal code. So this postal code, if you do not have, when you submit that time, also will be invalid. Okay, then you have to redo. So then you have to make sure the postal code here with the information. Then next is the invoice tab. Invoice tab here, the information must be complete. So especially the country code, jangan salah country code. Some of you will put MYR. MYR is Ringgit Malaysia, my dear. Okay, ini bukan MYR, is MYS Malaysia. Okay, so then the state and the city must be fill up also. So once you check already, then only you click save and submit. So then this one is complete already. Not complete yet, sorry. The information check and I submit. But when I click save and submit, doesn't mean that direct go to IRD, you know. It's not direct go to IRB. You still need to goes into AP3L to click the submit to IRB. Okay, so next, so normally if you do this daily submission, I suggest this way. I do not know whether you agree or not lah. Some of you have different control way ma. So to me, if I submit once daily, I will do is, that means before I go home, or let's say I can submit. Actually, this document is allowed. Let's say today you do all the invoice, then you save and submit already. So in the system already indicate this document as status submitted, but it still not goes to IRB because account need to press one button, then only will send to IRB. So for this today document, within 3 days, we still can submit to IRB. Within 3 days, we still can submit to IRB. So no problem. So if you want to do daily submission, either you every document you save and submit, you direct submit to IRB. This is the first way. Or second way, you can wait until end of the day. That means today 5 o'clock my office off, then I will do this let's say 4:45. I will submit one batch to the IRB to get validate. So it depends how you want to handle. That means you can every invoice you save and submit, you go to the APGL, submit to IRB, can, or you can wait end of the day. If the customer is not rushed you to get this e-invoice, then you can wait for batch submission also can, no problem. So before you get validate, you cannot print the invoice to the customer. If you decide to implement the e-invoice direct for next month, let's say for Tosu, implement in July, because actually you have relaxation period until December, right? But if you want to do it earlier, let's say, wow, so excited, I want to do it now, and I want to do next month start, I want to do e-invoice. When you start e-invoice, I would suggest all e-invoice ready. Don't want to wait, oh, this customer want e-invoice, that customer don't want, then this and that, then you have many things to handle. So I prefer you all to do, when you want to e-invoice direct, straight away e-invoice direct for everyone already. That means no more console, because the console step is different. E-invoice step is different. So you better make sure you want to do e-invoice direct submission, then everything will go through e-invoice. Because different step to handle. You jangan ingat wah ini saya mau, itu tak mau, ini mau. Nanti you sendiri pun sudah salah. Okay, so when I do submission, I will, end of the day, I can go to the month end to check, make sure there's no difference here. If there is the difference, then you better fix your this difference first before you click submit to IRB. Okay, so then after I check this, next I can print from the daily transaction listing by daily law. Then this one you change daily already. Let's say I want to do on the 23rd September, the means here is 23rd September until 23rd September, include UATP invoice. Because most of the customer, they use the same running invoice number for UATP also. So then here you can print the report. Then next, step number 3, you go through this operation, e-invoice. No more console. That means when you do e-invoice submission already, you no need to go to console. You straight away go to e-invoice submission status. Okay, go to e-invoice submission status. Then at the lower part, so there is a date range. There is a default today date. It's always show you today date this area. Then you allowed to do change lah. You boleh tukar saja. So you allowed to do change. Then from here, if this is today, then the type you can select. This is invoice or EO, or this sell bill EO, sell bill, or this credit note and debit note. So you select the type here, then you press retrieve. When you retrieve the time, actually it will show you the status as submitted. In the system, submitted means that this document I saved and submitted means it's in the queue already, in the system queue. Okay, in the system queue. Then in here, you can print the report and check versus your daily transaction listing punya figure ada sama tidak lah. So once you check and confirm ready, then next step, what you do is you go to this, you press this one, view status. View status is actually, I want to check the document just now. Let's say these are the document I saved and submitted already, kan? So here will show me 2 items. When I press this view status, it will show me 2 items also. Yang sini sebenarnya it will show me 2 items. For your information, because the slide, actually the information, some of the information is not follow. Because I just capture some, is under console punya document. So when you click the view status here, the status here will empty, you know. The status here empty means that I haven't clicked this button. I belum klik ini. That's why it is empty. So I click view status because I want to double check, these are the invoice I submit today. Let's say I have 10. I just want to make sure here also got 10 sahaja. So this is for checking purpose. If you did not check also can, but to me, my practice, I will check lah before I click. So once I check already, then I can click this submit to IRB lah. I click submit to IRB. So once I submit ready, then in here, you can go back this area. You can go back to this lower part area. You can check, you retrieve. then you can check the status also. If it's the status here is invalid, so meaning that this document is not approved by IRB yet. So the reason was what? Then you have to log into your this My Invoice portal to check. So in this area, the status, there is a valid status, invalid, or fail. So normally it will come out invalid. Invalid will be due to one of the reason is your this information is not complete. Then the second reason was very happen into the system is the invalid due to we haven't get the long ID yet. So actually we already sent to the IRB and get the UUID, only waiting the long ID. It also show as invalid. So in this situation, we need to handle differently. So then the last one will be the field. So normally is field, when you send the time is field is you normally the happen due to the information also lah. But in what situation they go for invalid and fail, I'm not sure lah. But some of the time it will also go to fail also. So then next, so when you have the status ready, under invalid or fail, then you need to log into your My Invoice portal. So I think you've been used to it already, right? How to log into your My Invoice portal. So you go to My Invoice portal, then you click to the document, this one. You click to the document. Actually, here you have a date range. So every 10 days only, they allow you to retrieve 10 days one shot to view the result. So if you want to change earlier, yes, you can change, but actually they have a time. If not mistaken, they already set within 1 or 2 months only. So if you want to view back the earlier one, you cannot already. Okay, then by default, then it will show you 10 days here, the date range. Then you want the earlier, then actually you're allowed to change, but more than 3 months, 2 months, I think cannot already lah. So in here, then when you retrieve the time, then you scroll at the back here, scroll at the back, then it will show you the status. So you just point to the invalid one. So if this is invalid, right? So you just go back to the same note, click on it, click on the line. Either you double click or click one time, then they will show you the screen for this particular document number. That means this document number, this invoice number, here will show your invoice number. Then in here, the red color here, then they will tell you the error is customer TIN number. So that means your customer TIN number is wrong. So then what you need to do is you have to go back to the invoice. You have to go back to the invoice, double click the invoice, and then double check your customer TIN number again, or you re-key in again. So make sure all the TIN number, there's no space or whatever lah. Just start with, let's say C, you just put C, then follow by the number. No need C space, jangan space, tak perlu. So then if it's the TIN number you update already, then this time you have to click submit, save and submit again. So you have to click submit again. Save and submit. Oh, thank you. Save and submit. Then lepas tu, save and submit. After you save and submit this document, right? Then you go back to the APGL, this part. You come back here, then you click view status again. When you view status, then it will show you this document, the submitted here, submit status here become empty again. At first it's invalid, but then after that, you go in, you amend the document already, the TIN number, you submit, then here become empty. So empty means that we need to submit again, okay? So we need to submit to IRB again. So, and then the second one, you see, the second one, this one is invalid also. The status is invalid for this first classic travel, but actually this one we already has UUID. When you get the UUID already, actually in my invoice portal already valid. But in our e-travel system only invalid sahaja. So this situation, this document, you don't go back to the invoice, double click, double. You just click submit to IRB. You just click submit to IRB sahaja, then it will get the document valid. Dia akan send sekali macam ini kan? Then ini the one. So then it will send together and get valid. So that means number 1, number 2 pun akan valid loh. Faham tak? So just now here in this situation we have two different scenario. One is this one. You see this one is first classic punya kan? This is first classic. Actually in my invoice portal valid. But in our e-travel here showing invalid, tak apa. No worry. So what you need to do is when you see this situation, UUID sudah ada, means that in my invoice portal sudah valid punya. So what you need to do is in this situation, you just click submit to IRB sahaja. Just click ini button saja. You just click submit to IRB, then it will get valid. It will get valid. Dia akan become valid sini. So we get the long ID already. Okay now. This one we get the long ID. Can? Boleh ya? So then yang this one number 2 also after we update the customer TIN, then now it's become valid also with the long ID. For your information, if the document without long ID, you couldn't print the e-invoice with QR code. So you must get the long ID, then only you're allowed to print the e-invoice to your customer. Okay? Can? Hey, this part okay? Bit confused, right? Tak apa. Today you just listen and then try to familiar with this only. Okay, because you haven't start this e-invoice bar. So that's why this section I want you to prepare. When you start with e-invoice, what will happen? If the company no given TIN number, can we issue general TIN? Apa? Hey, why company don't want to give you TIN number? Firstly, you have to ask. Okay, and then if you're doing the submission, if you do the console submission, I don't think you have problem to save this invoice lah. But if you implement your e-invoice, you must get TIN number. If this customer they don't have, then you just use walk-in code. Walk-in code lah. So then this is how you handle lah. You have to open my text and search the TIN number there by key in the company you can get. Yes, Amira, thank you. So this one, Yuki, you can go to your My Invoice portal. If you have this BRN number, then you can search from there lah. For Malaysian company, we don't ask their TIN number anymore. Just find you so smart, Amira. Okay. So then you'll get actually you can go direct to the My Invoice portal. Actually I think still a lot of public they are still not really understand what is this about. If you don't mind, please you also can guide them to go My Invoice portal. Actually, if they go into the My Invoice portal, there is the QR code. There is a QR code. You can ask them to check from there also. You just scan the QR code, maybe you can get this company information already. Okay, so this is thank you, Amira. Okay, then this is how we do the e-invoice submission. That means from here, actually, we did not touch to this console, right? Betul tak? Ada different? So you see the difference or not? When you submit e-invoice direct and the console submission is different. Console submission, we need to raise one consolidated e-invoice document. But for e-invoice direct submission, we're not required to do console. That means we no need to go back to the console part already. Whatever document, you click save and submit straight away in this area. This area, you can check the status. Sini. So if you all submit valid already, the status will change to valid lah. Okay, here we change to valid, then you can print out this document also. So to me, my practice will print out and then keep a copy lah. In case this auditor asks, then you still can check through from this document. So whatever is depend on how you want to do lah. But for account, I will play safe. Everything I will print out. Even though system has, yes, but I will print out also. Okay, because sometimes we don't know, maybe you tak ada buat backup, die loh. Semua hilang. Okay, so once we get valid already, now we want to print our e-invoice. So then what we do is we go back to the booking. Then in here, you go back to the booking form. Then you go to transaction, billing sini. Then make sure the status is valid dulu. If it's been invalid means you cannot print because without the long ID, you couldn't get the QR code. So you must make sure the e-invoice status is valid. Then you click the print button here. It will come out this print box. Then you change the layout to e-invoice. Why do we need to change the layout to e-invoice? Because previous we don't have a e-invoice, right? We print all the invoices under normal invoice. But for this one, we already start with e-invoice, then only we change the layout to e-invoice. So if you say that, hey, in that case, since we start already, I don't want to select, can I default this e-invoice report? Yes, we can do that. Then what we do is we will change this report format. If you want to print back the old one, then you select report old report, okay? So that is the option now. So you just tell me, then we can do it for you. Then whatever old, then only you select from the layout. If you want to default, then you no need select this layout for e-invoice, straight away print as normal. Okay, when you click print, then you will get this QR code. So the QR code here, when you scan the time, actually it will come out this one. So the supplier is e-travel demo. Then my buyer is iSoftTech. Then the total amount is 380. Then this invoice amount lah. Then below we issue and then submit and valid time lah. So these are the information. Okay. So this is the e-invoice. That means once you get this one, then only you can send to customer. If not, you cannot send. If this e-invoice is not valid yet, please do not send. Until you get the long ID, then only you print with the QR code. You print with the QR code. When you print the time, you can try to scan, then it will come out this information. Okay, the invoice information lah. Kalau invoice ini ABC, sini pun ABC. Okay, if your supplier is XYZ company, then the supplier here will show XYZ lor. Can ah? So this is a e-invoice format. So okay or not, this part? So before I proceed, any question? Thank you, my dear. Good student, Amira. Okay, before we proceed to the warrant or UATP, any question? So if do not have question, then I will go through with you how we handle UATP and warrant ticket. The warrant customer, the government customer. So I think most of you understand. So this government actually they do not have a TIN number. So we have the specific TIN number is actually EI0040, meaning that your business type here, business type sini, you change to government authority, then it will auto throw out the TIN number. So all these BRN semua NA. Faham tak? So for those who are doing the government business, so take note. So your this profile, make sure you update all this with the government authority. So I goes to here, bahagian jawab account. So the mapping, all this mapping you still need to do lah. Okay, you know the address ma. So you just put the mapping code, the country, state, city, and the postal code, telephone, and email also important because some of you all might forgot this thing If you forgot, also you will be reject this one. It become invalid. So in the e-invoice here, the business type you have to select is government. Okay, government authority. Then this number auto, this is the auto number. Then here you put NA. The rest you just put like this 5 digit of 0. Then if it's Malaysia, just put MYS. Then you click save. Okay, so this is for government. Government, all these put authority, government authority EI0040. So then next, when you do invoice, also the same. So you just select the bahagian, this government debtor code, then the invoice, the e-invoice here, the TIN number is EI0040 and all this information will be mapping ready. And then the postal code, then you just click save and submit. Save and submit. So save and submit means I direct to get valid for this document tak perlu tunggu lah, faham tak? So when I did it ready, right? I can just submit this one straight away goes to APGL. E-invoice submission. Then sana you can submit to IRB direct. Once you click submit to IRB, all the information complete, then it will direct get valid. Okay, then with the long ID. When you see the long ID and then the status is valid, means that you can print the e-invoice ready. So in here, we'll show you the QR code. When you scan the QR code, the amount must be tally with the invoice lah. Okay, so the amount will be tally with the invoice. So this is a warrant punya, the government. So next is our CN. So in CN and the refund note, we also need to do in the system. Previously, we do the console invoice, then we do the console CN, right? But this time, if you direct already, no need console no more. So whatever CN, you just link with the invoice number. So, okay, when you issue CN that time, make sure this invoice already get valid. Before you get valid, you cannot issue CN. Faham tak? Okay? Let's say today I do one sales for this customer. Then the ticket issue ready. Then suddenly they say, "Hey, I'm out cancel ini. I want to cancel this invoice." So when you want to do your DCN, before you send your this invoice to get valid, you cannot do CN. You must send your this invoice first, because maybe sometimes your practice is, oh, I will send all the e-invoice submit before I go home. That means in batch processing, is not every document you send, then you click. Some of the customer, they will do this. Today, all the invoice, I won't send first. I will wait for next day morning. I go in office, then I send. Also can, no problem. So long as this document within 3 days, you're allowed to do so. You can send to IRB to get valid. Okay, not mean that, hey, today work, today must submit. No. Can also, you can wait for next day. So if you're doing this submission, all the invoice today, tomorrow only I send to the IRB to get validate. In this situation, today you cannot do CN. You must get your invoice to valid first, then only you do CN. Can or not? If it's related to the invoice yang kali ini issue punya, but then the customer say, hey, should I issue, dia tak mau, then the invoice also click save and submit already, just not sent to IRB yet. Okay, but then they tell you, I mau cancel ini. That means you need to do CN, right? So you want to do CN, you must get the invoice valid dulu, then baru buat CN untuk invoice ini. Okay, but then actually we have another access right, yeah? We have one access right is called cancel submitted invoice. Meaning that just now the situation is the customer ask me issue, then I straightway do the invoice. So I click save and submit. But then afternoon, they come back to me, say that, hey, I don't want this already, you cancel for me. It means it's direct same day, so in your ticketing side, actually you can void it, right? Then in this situation, in our system, we also have one access right, is called cancel submitted invoice. Meaning that I belong goes to IRB, actually this document we can cancel, but for those who has access right only, normally is only account has this access right lah. Yang counter tak boleh buat lah. So then account can cancel this thing instead of do CN. Faham tak? That means there is two way. One is issue CN, the other way is direct cancel. Direct cancel this document. Okay, so okay, now we do a CN. For CN, as you're already aware that actually in IRB, they have two types of CN. One CN is not involved with money. We call normal CN. The type here we call as CN sahaja. So previously in the credit note, we don't have type. But due to IRB request, then we come up with we enhance the system with two different types. One is called credit note and the other one is called e-refund note. E-refund note is involved with money to return back to customer. Okay. If it's this CN, we are not involved in money to customer, then we just raise like CN sahaja. Normally customer wants a discount, then you can raise as normal CN. Okay, the CN is called, that means the type will be CN. So first you go through this AR, or you go to the booking also can. If it's you issue CN from booking, you must use refund note. So in the system, refund note is different now. That one is dulu masa kita sudah ada punya, the refund note is no account entry. Is a document sahaja, tak ada account entry. But in the CN punya type E refund, we have a account entry, because we post as normal CN. But then just to handle IRB punya rules and regulations sahaja, we just want to compliant with them, then we come up is called e-refund note. Okay, so then select customer first. The way of doing CN is still the same. First, you must know your customer dulu lor. Then the next is your this link number. So this CN you want to link to which document number you must select. By doing of this selection, then system will able to tell this document we have a valid or not this document. That means we will have a long ID or UUID already. So because without this information, we can't submit to IRB. So with the link number, then in the system will update this information into the CN as well. When we submit to IRB, then they will have this information also. So that means this CN will link to this document. So if it's detected already, this document submitted, then we can proceed to IRB lor. Then the type here is credit note because this either is cancel invoice or discount invoice. We use credit note type. And then here the e-invoice type, make sure the information is complete lah. So if it's your debtor profile already update, all this information will follow from the debtor profile. The postal code here also the same. Then once it complete ready, you just click in it, save and submit. So click and save and submit means that I will send this individual to get validated lah. Okay, so this is how we do our credit note. Next, we go for this. Once you save already, save and submit, you can go to this APGL e-invoice status sana check juga. So in here, you just put your CN date. This is the CN date. The date you issue the CN below. This is 4th January January 4th. Then when you go to APGL sama juga, you change the date to the 4th January. Then Sydney type you select is credit note. Because just now the type here is credit note, betul? Then here also credit note. Then in here you retrieve. Once you retrieve already, it will show you the status submitted. So as I mentioned to you, submitted means that it's in the queue. It's not to IRB yet. Belum lagi. In our system, we just handle the stated names as submitted sahaja. But it's not get approved yet. We are still waiting account to click submit to IRB. So once it's submitted ready, you click view status, then you can see the document here. Then here empty right? Empty means that I belum tekan submit to IRB yet. Okay, means that I haven't clicked this one. That means this one, if you see the document, then without status, without UUID, without long ID, means that not sent to IRB yet. So account need to click this submit to IRB. Account need to click submit to IRB, then it will send to IRB and process. Then when come out this done, you click OK. Then here will show you the status. So when the return back to us is the field, then maksudnya sini ada error. So then here we can check lah. Sometimes it's due to the apa. So in this situation, when it's filled, then you can double click to the invoice and check the information and submit again lah. So then you go to e-invoice here. Then you update again all the information, make sure it's correct, or you can go to this upper My Invoice portal to check also. So any status field into the My Invoice portal, just double click what are the error. So normally they will give you the error lah. So when you see the field status, so system here already mentioned to you, check transaction, and the means check transaction means you go back to your respective document CN and click save and submit again. That means click save and submit. After you check and update already in the e-invoice, then you click save and submit. So once you click save and submit, you go back to the view status. It will show you the status. Just now is failed, right? Then it will become fresh already. So that means we can submit again this document. So then once it's fresh, then now we go back to our next, we go to submit to IRB. So then once we click submit to IRB, then you get valid already lah. So normally due to the information is not updated, then it will be failed. So if it's status field, we need to go back to the transaction and then update the information and save submit again. So if it's invalid, here you see or not, invalid, we have two reasons. One is invalid and have information error. That means the other error message. And then in the My Invoice portal, it will show us the red color, whatever information. If they're missing, then we go back to the transaction and save and submit again. So the last one invalid is missing long ID. If it's missing long ID means that we no need to go back to the transaction. Missing long ID means ini tak ada. Ini tak ada. Okay, we just have this one. We don't have this one. So what you do is you just resubmit to IRB after 10 minutes. That means we just click this button sahaja. So we no need to go back to the transaction. That means the document. No need. If you go back, then you submit again, then it will show you what? Double. When you show double, then you will tell me, hey, Queenie, my invoice runner valid, tapi system ini invalid. Sure lah, already mentioned to you. If it's invalid, when you check My Invoice portal at the time, their other UUID normally is their portal is valid already. You just wait. You just click ini sahaja, tak perlu go back to the invoice to save and submit. Faham tak? So a lot of users still keep doing this way because they always forgot the UUID have already means normally is valid already. What you need to do is just click ini sahaja, submit to IRB. No need to go back to the invoice and click submit and save and submit the balloon. Okay. So then, okay, next, after we submit this CN, now we do e-refund note. So if it's this document, actually customer request refund money. So normally this situation is this system will handle this way. If your invoice issue ready with the receipt number, with the receipt link already, the receipt link with this invoice, either is full payment or partial payment. When you raise the CN that time with the type refund note, then system kasih punya. If it's you raise your this CN with the type refund note without payment, then system tak kasih. System not allow you to issue e-refund note. So e-refund note only when this invoice make payment. Regardless it's a partial payment or full payment, still allowed to issue e-refund note. So if we reissue refund note because we want refund money to the customer. Okay, then we must use the type is e-refund note. So means that when account you do the CN that time, you have to double check. You have to double check this CN, we refund money, then make sure you change back to the e-refund note. You cannot submit as CN. You have to select is e-refund note. Means that we want return money to the customer. Okay? If your CN with the receipt means that you return back with this payment voucher means we return money to your customer. Can So when you do the CN, same thing, we select our debtor and then our link number. That's the other link number, unless this is a previous one. So then the bus 2, you make sure the postal code and the e-invoice information is complete. Then you click Save and Submit. So once you save and submit ready, then next you go to this area to check This document I issued January 1st to 9 because you can have a date range or so. So, or you just put your date is 9 January also can, doesn't matter. Then you click e-refund note. E-refund note sini. Then sini akan keluar satu CN CN ini type dia ikut sini lah. Ikut type sini. If this is e-refund note means here will also show as e-refund note sini, then the status is submitted. Submitted means that already in queue, then account need to click submit to IRB lah. Okay, then when they submit the time, actually here will show the status invalid. Once they submit already, submit to IRB, the status here invalid. But they already get the UUID as I mentioned to you. When you get UUID already, the long ID don't have, right? No long ID means you need to wait. And then you click submit to IRB sahaja. Tak mau pergi balik the CN, don't go back to the CN. Straight away, click submit to IRB sahaja. Because we already get this one. So once you get UUID means in the My Invoice portal actually valid. Only that we haven't get the long ID. Then you just click submit to IRB. Once you click submit IRB, then it will become valid. Dia akan become valid with the same UUID. Sama dan the UUID will be same then together with the long ID. Okay, so once you get the long ID, then only you print the CN. Okay, because the CN will get the QR code also. Can So this is how we handle the e-invoice dialect. Okay. Apa lagi? Need to clarify which invoice need to link. First issue ticket at 1,500, reissue later 50, only service charge. Later the ticket sent for refund, which you first, then you already mentioned the first invoice is the ticket amount the second is service charge, you refund service charge No, right? Should be the first one, no, dear. Bukan Okay. The service charge is you want to refund back their service charge amount. If it's not, then shouldn't be what? So you just use back the first one Okay, then the next one. The next one is actually our self bill Nanti. Next, not previous. Okay, this one is a self bill. When we do self bill, first please go back to all your foreign supplier and freelance make sure the information is update and mapping with this special code. So address, mapping code, and then telephone number and email must have. Then the tax entity here, the business type should be foreign supplier. Foreign supplier will auto throughout the EI number is 30. And then here the ID type you change to BRN and then put NANA and then the MSIC code, Malaysia Standard Industry Code, that you just put 0000. Then country code. If this is the China, then you put the China country code is CHN. Okay, CHN. So kalau tak tahu, you click on the country code and search. You can search. Okay, then this one must be ticked with cell bill. Kalau tak ada cell bill, then system don't know which EO we need to do cell bill. So you have to make sure all the foreign supplier and freelance stick with the cell bill sini Mesti mau ada cell bill So this is a freelance, is not in the business. Dia tak ada buat business sendiri. That means whatever payment we pay to freelance, we must do a cell bill also. Then update their this address, mapping code, and then telephone and email address. Then here the tax entity business type, you just put Malaysian individual because it's freelance. They don't have this business. Then this one is EI0010 IC number. IC number, and then there are this valid document number, IC, NANA, and then 00 MSIC code tak ada. Then this one also need take as cell bill. Mesti ada cell bill So okay, once we fix into our master ready, when you log into your EO, when you log into EO, you go for supplier iSoliday, let's say it's a local corporate in Malaysia, right? So then we select the time, actually we don't have cell bill. Sini tak ada cell bill punya because local, we don't need the cell bill. Okay, so then for this foreign customer like this Shenzhen, just now we update Shenzhen. When we do EO the time, we select Shenzhen. Here will come up the cell bill now. The button of cell bill. So meaning that this company we must click the cell bill submission now. So since we start with the e-invoice dialect, all the EO also the same thing, we do dialect submission. So then here we click submit to IRB also. Not submit to IRB, submit cell bill. Ini ialah submit cell bill. You just click submit cell bill button. Then make sure the information here, supplier invoice must be have with the date. You must attach together with the supplier invoice and then the invoice date. And then even the local also the same tau. Local punya you have a local company invoice number, you must update with this company invoice number and date also. So to me, I prefer you all to attach together with the EO lah. So that when auditor to check the time easier, we can get the EO together with the document number for them for audit purpose lah. Okay So once we submit before we click submit to cell bill, you have to make sure the e-invoice ini semua information ada lah. Faham tak? So for foreign supplier, this is 30. The foreign supplier is 30. The BRN and ANA loh. Ini semua boleh. And then yang postal code 000, yang ini semua. So then you click submit cell bill. So once submit ready, then you can check from here. Same thing, the process view status, then sini akan blank. Blank maksudnya dia belum. Lepas you click submit to IRB, then it will get valid. So all the information you key in and then with the complete information, invoice, this apa, email sangat penting, and then this telephone number. Make sure ini semua ada because a lot of user actually they skip these two document yang email dengan telephone number, then not valid punya. It will be invalid, then you have to resubmit again lah. You have to go back to the EO and update back, then only submit self-bill again. Okay, so this is how we do our this self-bill. So, okay, itu saja. Any question? So, come to this e-invoice direct submission dengan console yang ni lagi senang kan? Ada kah? Is it this one is easier than the console or the console better? Actually, most likely lah, because when we do console that time, actually we need to create one more document. It's a console document to gather all the invoices information and invoice punya total amount. But for this one, if it's individual, that means we base on this individual invoice sahaja. We no need to do console. Once we start with the direct submission, means we base on the invoice and we submit. We no need to do console anymore. Can? So actually, this one really show you how we trace back the My Invoice portal to check the status, valid or invalid. And then when invalid, you have to read the red color message here lah. Dia akan beritahu what is the error message. So then in here, you resubmit the time. Then it will become empty. Then you just submit to IRB sahaja lah. So then if it's the status invalid, got UUID, means valid in the My Invoice portal. Just wait and then click submit to IRB sahaja. Boleh. So then once you click submit to IRB, then we'll get valid already. So this is all about our e-invoice. So again, next month tak ada. Because if you all start with your this console, then the flow is still the same lah. Means that once start do e-invoice, every document must do individual lah. No more console lah. Betul. So normally we do this way lah. We don't do console halfway and then if not, then you have to handle. You have to check a lot of things. If you're okay, then it's up to you. But normally I will suggest when we console, I will disable the save and submit. Save button. Save and preview button the one. Is it allowed to put multiple supplier invoice in one? How to put multiple supplier or multiple supplier invoice number? Why is that so? I think there is a limit field. Okay, there is a limit to key in the invoice number. If you have a multiple invoice number, I prefer you put at the lower part, the EO lower part description, right? You can type lah. The main one, you just put one only lah. The main you put one only, but then in the description you can put your this invoice number. If you have 2, 3 number, then you just put at the below better lah. But the main box I would prefer you all do this way. Nanti preview. Which one? Okay, I will prefer you all do this way. If you say this EO, you have multiple invoice number, here you put one. And then in the description tab, sini kan, description tab, you can put invoice number 1, 2, 3, 4, it's up to you lah. Okay, So, if possible, then make it each 1-to-1, no? Why you want to group all into the one self-bill leh? Understand? Wow, ABH we finish already. Now only you come in. So, okay, any question? So before we end up, any question? For those who want to start earlier, please let me know so that I can change your setting to e-invoice dialect for October lah. I prefer if you want to start at October, you want to start halfway. If you want to start halfway also can, but then make sure you submit all your console first lah. Let's say today right? You end of today, you submit all console for today punya. For first until today, then tomorrow you start. Yeah, no problem. Also can, it's up to you. Unless you're happy lah, I tak tahu lah. If not, then you start tomorrow, October better. It's allowed to put multiple. Ini sudah apa? Okay, thank you. So, any other question? If don't have, then we end up here. Then again, October the other. If the November training, I will start from, I will go for, I prefer January or July implement customer come in because you need to get ready yourself. Then I will do the training is the whole process of e-invoice. That means from the setup, then console. I would prefer that the following training is this way. First, set up all your mandate field. And then next, I will go for console sahaja. I don't want to talk e-invoice dialect. I just talk about console sahaja because I don't want to confuse you all. Because after the few months training, I still feel that a lot of customer a bit confusing. Maybe I'm doing the wrong things lah. Maybe I thought you're able to catch up, but then actually it's not. So in this situation, I will prefer for those who are start implement e-invoice or focus console, itu sahaja. Then let yourself familiar with the console, then comfortable already, then only go to e-invoice. Easier lah. At least you not much thing to catch up and then easier and focus or macam ini lah. I don't know. Maybe you all give me maybe you all have a good suggestion. Yeah, I still agree, still on console. Yeah, thank you. At least you are next year, January kan? So then November you have to attend. I will go through again the e-invoice flow. You must come in. You jangan cakap I don't give your training tau. It's you don't want to attend, not me, tak mau kasih. Okay, so then, okay, this slide I will send to you for e-invoice sahaja. So this one you have to take note, this is only for e-invoice direct submission sahaja. It's not console. Totally tak ada console ini. All this e-invoice sahaja. So that your slide will have one is called general. I given you a lot of slide, right? One is about the e-invoice awareness of e-invoice, then the e-invoice setup, and then the console, and this one is e-invoice submission dialect. So this is the different thing. So that next time you go through with your account, your stuff also easier. Can So okay. No question, then I will end up here. Then November, we have another e-invoice training. If your console already okay, then you can start. Don't everybody go into the January because January we have a new batch. Kan? So once we get a new batch, then the one they also So, kanchiong nanti. So then if you're okay already, you can start October lah. October, November also can lah. Don't start in January lah, okay? Because firstly, we need to change your report leh. Faham tak? So you have to give us time also. If it's civil econ, you can start next month, then it's good also. Actually, if you start e-invoice dialect, is good, because less thing to do. Because everything you submit, save and submit saja, then you send one time short, then easier to handle. When you do CN, you also no need to take, ini ialah apa, ini ialah apa. The console, the console when you do CN also difficulty. Okay lah. So itu saja lah. I will start next month. Wow, Juna. Okay, good. Then you have to prepare. Then next one, you have to make sure you submit earlier lah. So by first week of October, Juna, then you submit all your this apa? It means by 3rd you finish lah, okay? So by 3rd you finish your submission September console. Then if it's the 1st October, you also can send to this IRB to get validate. Also can, no problem. Yeah, Lim, thank you. Could share the e-invoice meeting, tak ada lah. Okay, all the recording I won't send to you for your info, because especially a lot of change. And then some more, you all like everything, but then actually you never refer. No, tak ada recording, okay? Can send file, yeah, this one, can send file for e-invoice IRB, apa maksud? Send file for e-invoice IRB. What is this, Jinty? What you want? This slide kan? This slide, yes, I will send to you. This e-invoice slide, I will give it to y'all. Please print it out lah. When you get file, please print out and make a copy, then refer. Everything is in the book, okay? When I give you never print out and then keep on ask the same thing or you, oh my God. Okay, so ada apa lagi? Tak ada. Who else want to start? So now Juna and Civil Econ start next month. Then who else? Siapa lagi? ABH, you can start already. ABH. Think ABH you can start lah because your customer request you e-invoice kan. So you can start next month. So if start next month, submit your this console by 3rd, by 3rd October. Don't wait until last day away. And then so then ini saja lah. Okay lah, bye-bye. I stop my share. Then thank you everybody. Thank you everybody. Goodbye.
The recording has stopped.